I came here to try to build a program where year in and year out we could be competitive and play with the best teams and compete in this league and earn our respect. And that's all we're trying to do.
Well, Northwestern has more than earned that respect under Chris Collins. They finished over 500 this past year despite losing 2 of their top 3 scorers to season-ending injuries. Prior to that, they had made 2 straight NCAA tourneys, finishing in the top 4 in the Big Ten standings both years. The school announcing late last week Collins has signed a new contract extension which runs through 2030. And Chris Collins joins us now for our big interview. Chris, your name was linked to some other jobs. What made you decide that you wanted to stay in Evanston?
Well, I think a number of things. First, where my heart was lying. My family and I came back to Evanston 12 years ago, after growing up in this area with the dream of building a program and being competitive and going to NCAA tournaments and, to watch my kids kind of be able to get through schooling here. My son's gone to Northwestern. I mean, this is where my heart is. We're happy here. I love the direction of where we're going. Mark Jackson has come in and brought a fresh, new, exciting kind of leadership style that I'm looking forward to being a part of. And really for me, it's crazy. I've been coaching now almost 30 years and I still feel like I'm young, but as you get into kind of the last stages of your career, it's, where does your heart lie? What makes you happy? Where do you want to be? And all those things were Northwestern, and excited to keep this thing going. And crazy landscape of college sports, as we know, but I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how we can, continue to be Northwestern, but also keep building towards being in the upper echelon of the Big Ten in basketball.
It's interesting you mentioned Mark Jackson, and certainly he knows a ton about success in basketball. He was the athletic director at Villanova prior to coming to Northwestern, so has overseen national championships. You've been a part of national championship programs at Duke, and so you know what it is too. So you've got 2 people who have been part of succeeding in college basketball at the absolute highest level, at winning it all. So what's the next step? Like, what have you and Mark talked about elevating Northwestern from where you've gotten it, which is where no one had ever gotten it before? I mean, far and away better than anyone's ever done. But I know you well, and I know you're a competitor. And I know Mark, and I know he's a competitor. So what do you need to do to get it to where I'm guessing you want to go, which is the next step?
Well, I think the first step is complete alignment, from the administration down to our staff. I think that will always trickle down to the players when they see alignment at the top with the same vision, the same goal. The conversations I've had with Mark, both of us aspire to have a championship level program. Listen, it's hard. We know that. A lot of things have to go right. You have to get some breaks along the way. But I think his experience of leading Villanova to 2 national championships, obviously, I've been fortunate in my career to be a part of a lot of Duke teams that went to Final Fours and win national championships. You kind of know what the formula is, and we want to carry it out here at Northwestern. And we know the Big Ten, it's not getting any easier. We're 18 teams now, and everyone has that goal. Everyone is investing that way. It's a new landscape of college sports now. Like, it's going to even change more over the next couple weeks with the potential House settlement in place. And, I think we're just aligned with the same goals of that's what we want to be. We've shown that you can win here. I think that was the first step, getting over that hurdle to show not only the world, but to show recruits and young basketball players like, hey, you can come to Northwestern and you can win. You can be in a great city. You can play under a staff that's been there a long time, has had success, and you can be successful in this conference. And now, for us, the challenge is how do we go from where we've been the last 3 years to now taking it to another step. And I'm just looking forward. That's kind of how I'm wired. I love challenges. It's why I came to Northwestern, and I'm excited to see what we can do.
Yeah, you mentioned loving the challenge, and this was a challenge. I mean, and you and I have talked about this. Like, Northwestern hadn't lost in the past because they didn't have good coaches, right? Like, Tex Winter's in the Hall of Fame. He couldn't win at Northwestern. Bill Carmody, who preceded you, had incredible success at Princeton and got Northwestern close, but didn't get them to the level that you got them. You can go on with the good coaches that have been there that hadn't been able to succeed. So why were you able to succeed? Like, what have you done? What was different about your approach, or what happened here where you've succeeded where others were not able to?
Well, it's hard for me to compare because I wasn't around, when those coaches, and I have so much respect, like you said. I mean, my Winter worked for my dad as an assistant when he was the coach of the Bulls. So I got to know Coach and what Coach Carmody did here for so many years, and then getting here and kind of seeing, where everything was, to see the level of success he had, and down the line, the Bill Fosters, the Rich Falks. I mean, there have been a lot of coaches through the years that have been here and tried their at it. And I think part of it is you got to be a little lucky. Obviously, when we broke through, we were able to win some close games in that 2017 year. The Michigan play, to win at the last, you got to be a little bit fortunate. But I think what I've just tried to build is, kind of roll your sleeves up and try to build kind of a hard-nosed, gritty mentality to our program where we show up every day. We don't make excuses. We work hard. We're tough-minded. We're competitive. We've tried to recruit that way. If you look at the players that have been successful in this program all the way back when it started, the Bryant McIntoshes, Vic Laws, Derek Pardon, Scotty Lindsey, then this current wave, Boo Buie, Chase Audige, Brooks Barnheiser, Nick Martinelli, and so many others. We've just tried to get guys that fit my mentality and my personality, and guys that we feel could be successful here, and just go out there and compete. And fortunately, we've had some really good players that have gotten better and have really wanted to be here and wanted to be a part of this growth and development of our program. And I think really more than anything, that's why we've been successful.
You mentioned players wanting to be there, and Nick Martinelli would be such a prime example, a guy who did announce this past week that he's going to test the NBA draft waters, which I know you've had players do in the past, and certainly support them in doing that. But he said if he doesn't go to the NBA draft, he's coming back to Northwestern. And this kind of follows a line here in recent years of your top players saying, hey, I might go test the waters, but if I don't go pro, I'm coming back to Northwestern. So how do you build around Nick? I mean, it's an amazing story, right? A guy who was going to Elon, and now he's the leading scorer in the Big Ten. How do you build around him and construct the team for next season?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, when you have a guy like Nick Martinelli, who's going to be a senior leader and the ultimate competitor and the ultimate kind of warrior out there, I think that's a great first step to build a team. And we're going to be very new. We have a huge freshman class coming in. We'll probably have a couple transfer guys come in as well, with some returners that have gotten better, some young guys we really believe in KJ Wyndham and Angelo Cheravino. So first and foremost, it's going to be development from within. The guys we have coming back, we need them to have great spring and summer. And you've seen, Dave, in the past, you always ask me preseason, who's going to be the breakout guy this year. We've had great success with development from within, and then we have to go out and obviously we believe in our great freshman class. They're going to be young though, so they got to come in and hopefully learn from the vets. And I think we have more work to do with our roster to get where we want to be. But when you have a guy like Nick Martinelli, who in my opinion next year could be one of the best players in all of college basketball, it gives us a great foundation to build around, and hopefully it gives us a chance to compete at the highest level.
Yeah, it's 3 straight years you predicted the breakout guy. You went Brooks a few years ago, then you went Ty, who was having a great year before he got hurt, and then last year you told me Martinelli. I'll let you get through the summer before I make you predict who the breakthrough guy is going to be this year. I know there are a lot of Northwestern fans who are really excited about that freshman class. Trey Singleton just led his high school team in Indiana to the state championship. You've got a top 20 class. You got 5 players coming in. I don't want to exclude any of them, but I just know there's a lot of buzz around Singleton. So give people a sense of what they can expect from him.
I think he's going to be ready right away to be an impact guy. He's a mature, poised, just a winning player. I mean, what he was able to do at his high school to win a state championship. Many people that follow basketball know in the state of Indiana, to navigate that and to win a state champion. We had that with Bryant McIntosh, and that turned out pretty well for us as well. He's just a really good all-around basketball player, 6'8", can play inside and out, can handle the ball, can facilitate offense, can make a shot. I think he's got a chance to be a real impact player in the Big Ten, and we expect him to be ready right away. I think he's going to be a great complement to Nick. I think they'll bring out the best in each other, and I think we have a chance to have one of the more impactful freshmen in the conference next year, and just can't wait to get him on campus. And I know he's excited, and he kind of fits everything we're about. It's been a great fit, and I think he's going to be a really good player for us.
Chris, I know you got the portal still going on right now, so a few more weeks before you're able to really think about this burning question I'm going to leave you with. But what is the golf experience that you're most looking forward to this summer?
That's a great question. I've been very fortunate to be a lot of places. My son is a plus handicap, so he and I usually take a few excursions. So it's hard to plan things these days, Dave. It's really hard to plan with the portal. So we don't have our father-son golf trip on the books yet, but that's always something that we try to do each year. And I've been fortunate to do a lot of great ones. So I'll be open to suggestions. If anyone has anything out there, let me know. But I have time left. I gotta fix my roster before I hit the golf course.
You're open to suggestions / invitations, right? I mean,
you know how it goes.
All right, Chris, enjoy. Good luck with finishing things up with the portal, which I know is wild, and we appreciate you giving us some time. Congratulations on the extension. Great to have you continuing your time here in the Big Ten.
Thanks, Dave.